Just got shut down.
I have a question.
Okay.
There's also
Mr.
been a
Lemansky.
rumor on the website about the Finley Town Center thing that's supposed to go by Dr. Supply, is that legitimate?
We have no applications in for
Or
any
anything
of
like
that.
that? It's just a big picture that somebody put on the web.
We don't know. I mean, that could be something that they are considering, but they have not brought anything to the board or the solicitor of any such plans. It doesn't mean it won't happen. It means it would, if that be the case, it would be so much in the infantile stages that it hasn't come before planning commission, the zoning hearing board, or board of supervisors yet.
What is this? What's this about?
It's a picture that people have, it's a plaza thing, they would have a restaurant and a fuel station,
I
by,
heard of it, yeah.
like a little mall thing. Who owns that property right now?
So, so just be specific which property. So you're talking the one next to Tractor Supply?
Right. On
Okay,
the
so,
frontage of Old Village.
Miss Weber, Lissandy Weber, so, she owns that property, so she would be related to, Joe Lissandy. Her married name is Weber.
Can I have your name and address so I can put it
Sandy
down?
Oh, yeah, Sandy
my neighbor.
Klavansky,
Can you spell it?
Klebanski, and it's 15 Engle Lane, Cinderville.
But that might be another good thing for an open house, like if she would, I don't know exactly, other than what you saw on the internet, that's all I saw on the internet, but there's nothing here in this building or anything, or anyone that's.
I just know people talking about it, because a lot of people have seen it on the internet.
Yeah, and she, I don't know.
Sean,
Don't
does
have
Tractor
any idea.
Supply contact you about opening over there or anything?
Last I heard, they wanted to do a soft opening, I believe December 17th, and then some grand opening maybe in the spring.
You know, why don't they have some communication with the board of supervisors, it'd be beyond me, but, I think they should have some communication with the
Yeah.
supervisors to let us know. I mean, I don't know, I'm just saying, that would be great if they did, I just thought
I
maybe
think
they'd
it's so
contact you.
diluted though, from what I could see from emails, like Tractor Supply is leasing the property for like $1 from some company who's been working with this
Alright.
developer. I wouldn't even know who to reach out. I would have reached out to him to find out what's going on there, but
Well,
I don't know who. It's like the surveillance cameras. I don't know who to reach out to.
maybe there's a camera out there, it's on surveillance and we don't
Because
know about
I
it.
get a call a day about Tractor Supply opening. There's cars there that, hey, is Tractor Supply opening?
Well, they're talking right now.
And that's what I
The
told
project
them.
manager's name is Ken, I have to get his last name.
Yeah.
if you need it.
I know two people who work there, and they say they're opening on the 17th, which is
Okay.
Saturday.
Saturday,
Soft,
I'll be
soft open my butt. Everyone in
They
Philly
might have people down
go
on the
see
street
this
with
soft
flags
open.
or something.
It calls all day.
The gentleman over there to his desk.
I have two things. The first thing, you was talking about the retention around the tank out there, the fuel tank.
Yes.
Well, the gentleman that built it the first time, shouldn't he had all the rules and regulations when we signed a contract for him to build it? Maybe I'm wrong, but,
So the DP does say that whatever repair was done wrong.
and we paid for that, right?
Well, he's
Yes,
issuing a
so
credit.
he is
He's
issuing
Okay.
a credit, but that was a struggle because the DEP, the gentleman from the DEP said that they should have known that
Well,
that was
that's
the
what I'm
wrong
asking,
size for the, but there's no documentation that's saying, well, why did he put this size, or who was involved,
I
there was
understand that.
certain supervisors that were involved in the
understand that.
repair of that.
Yeah,
So then you hear a story from the contractor, well, that's what we were told to do.
Well, he shouldn't have done it.
Yeah, right.
When you gotta work, and my other question is, and, you know, this is something to talk about too, but why does Finleyville get the same amount of money that El Rama gets for fire protection when we take care of 3/4 of this township? I just wanna know why, when El Rama takes care of 3/4 of this township, really?
So,
And the older supervisors know that, they, at one time.
Was
I
it
mean-
75-25 before, something like that?
Well, that was 4 and fire, I think.
Yeah.
This is money coming from
But
you.
no, they even took the 4 and fire and they
I
made
know,
it 50.
but if you look at anything, we
Uh-huh.
take care of 75 to 80% of this township.
I know you do.
You know, Finleyville half the time don't even wanna come out and cut a tree when you call us. And we go.
Right.
I mean, you know, I mean, we got guys, you know, the road crew calls us, we don't mind helping, but they won't budge. But yet they're getting as much money as us, I'm sorry. I know we're the forgotten ones down on that end of the township. till you need something, they need
Well,
something.
well, I know one thing, when you bring that up, God rest his soul, when Georgia Road.
I know,
We
I understand that.
we switched that money, cause it was, how much was going to Finleyville way back
Wait,
when?
now, I'm just asking, I heard that we both get the same amount from the township though, from your money. And to me, that's not fair, I mean, maybe you people don't know that, but I mean, you look where we go all the way down to Trax Farm. We get called all the way down there.
I just did an extension of what it was.
Can I,
mean-
excuse me, can I have your name for the meeting minutes?
Ron
Ron?
Lorch, Lorch.
Lorch, Lorch.
And your address, sir, for the record? Your address?
21 Circle Avenue, El Ramo.
I was talking to the chief, back there and, you know, and I mentioned, and again, this is just extension, but maybe what you might want to consider is looking into this and then redoing everything.
Yeah, I'm just curious, that's all.
I know, I
mean,
understand.
you know, at one time, Finleyville didn't even want us in the borough to answer a call. They were
We
their own.
still don't go to the borough.
They're their own little borough. You know, I'm just saying, I'm not putting Finleyville down, we get along with them fine.
According to the chief, the borough doesn't give them anything.
No, we don't expect nothing from Finleyville,
No,
we
but
don't
I'm
want it.
saying, no, but the thing here is, the township gives 50% of the money to El Rama, and 50% to Finneyville.
Used to be 75,
And
25.
Not, and Finneyville doesn't give anything, the borough doesn't give anything to El Rama at all.
Well, we don't expect anything from
I
them.
understand, but I'm just saying
I
that,
understand what you're
I'm
saying.
making that analogy.
Yeah, right. But if anybody sits back and looks, you see where we're at, we're all over. And most of you people know that. You know, we go out, we cut trees.
All you gotta
we-
do is look at the call numbers that people never
We
do.
assist the
so
ambulance.
that's all you gotta do.
Okay, and I got one more thing on, you were talking about your cameras, and you were right, like, we have security cameras around the fire hall, and guys can put it in their phone, and they can see it, they can see
I don't know
everything.
who
So
has
your
that.
trustees, your old supervisors might be sitting there watching,
Old employees,
well, but they can put it in their phones, you know, I can't do, I mean.
not to mention if there was an incident, I don't know how to get the.
I understand, yeah, to me, I just tear them all out, and Steve's getting a bid or whatever, you know what I mean, and start
On
from
the-
scratch.
On the contract, so.
But they can do that.
Yes, absolutely, I could see in the meeting minutes that they have the capability. So on the contracts, this is how this went down. I was made aware by a fireman that y'all haven't got your contract money. So, I was made aware this last week. I researched to find the contracts, to find I think it was 1 o'clock in the morning, I read up the contracts, based on what the contracts were.
I understand that.
And, rather than not get you the money and not have the contracts,
I
I
understand.
just went off of what the contracts were, because it was an extension.
Well, we wouldn't need a contract anyways, if there's a fire, we'll come. We don't need a piece of paper, we don't need anything, I'm just telling you, that's what firemen do, we wouldn't need anything, we're coming.
It was like one of my fire extinguisher moments, it was like to make sure you guys got the money that
Well, we
you,
appreciate that.
you know, we agreed to give you, and without any time before the end of the year when it expires to even negotiate it, it was more of, we need to get those guys paid, assumingly that you all agreed on it.
We appreciate that, it just,
I was just assuming of mine based on
Oh, yeah.
So I saw the extensions last year, I saw the extension the year before, and I think it actually, I put it in the thing, I think this one was signed by my prior board in 2000. So did what, you know when the contract changed? See, I had that on seal before, that's why we're talking.
We didn't do this before, did we?
Sweat and all them did that, Sweat and Dare and all
So
that.
was this initiated in 2017, is that when the terms changed?
I think it
I-
did.
we're
Because
not
that's
su-
not
we're
the
not sure.
original one that I could find,
Yeah,
it was
it must
called the
have
fire
been
service
changed.
agreement, it was
Yeah.
17. So that must be when it turned into equal amount with both of you guys.
Well, we used to give El Remo more because even when the ambulance was down there, that too, we used to put more money than El Remo because they're also based in Union Township.
yeah, we had ambulance for years.
Right, but I'm just saying, but it used to be more that way and it was in the con.
I just want you to look into it, that's
Right.
all.
Well, it's the way it is now, we still go on all the ambulance calls.
Yeah, I
We
mean,
don't
we-
want to go on an ambulance call,
Right.
so
You have an
We-
ambulance
but-
also?
it's okay.
We
to split
assist.
it up.
But we had an ambulance for years.
Right.
We were the only ambulance service for
With the old
years.
contract, El Raymond was
Before.
getting more money than Finleyville because of, we had that in a contract, and evidently it was changed, like you say, whenever that was done.
What I did see was an extension the last couple of years
Yeah.
to an agreement that was based in 2017 with Deborah Sargent as the
Well,
chairman.
no,
of the
then
board.
Just something to look into, that's all.
Yes.
We
that was-
appreciate the
One
money.
thing on that, it'd be probably a question to the solicitor, but I do believe there's a township ordinance that declares El Rema as the primary fire service for the township,
You are the official.
which would
primary.
result in not needing a contract, correct?
I represent, the office represents about almost 40 places in Washington, Greene, and Allegheny counties.
Yeah.
And I don't think, I'm just trying to go through my mind, I don't know of anyone that has. it.
Yeah, cause under the
We
Pennsylvania
only need the
laws,
agreement for the Finleyville Fire Department.
I don't know why they did this, I mean, I.
Yeah, we don't have to research it to see why they
But-
did it. It wasn't, used to be that way.
We never
It wasn't
had that
way.
for years,
El
Steve.
Raymond was a lot more because they are based in Union Township and they are the fire department here. That's the law.
and can I make another suggestion to the board? In the recent time, we've had a lot of public safety questions come up and concerns about contracts, ambulance, stuff like that. Would it be feasible to have a committee that looks at that, like residents and some people with more knowledge into that?
Good idea.
Instead of, because I'm not putting anyone down, but there's certain people that's their wheelhouse. And
Mhm.
And your name is, for the record,
my name's Randy Geiser, Geiser,
address,
44 Davison Avenue,
are you appointing that to the committee?
and El Rema, PA.
Are you want, she's gonna appoint you to the committee.
You're getting appointed.
That's fine.
Well, are you aware we signed up a contract with, South EMS?
Yes, and I'm not at all, but when it comes down to looking at response times and stuff like that, it's nice to have that person that has experience to decipher CAD sheets, what unit is assigned to that.
So why don't we
Public
create,
And stuff like
Service
that.
Safety Committee.
Mr. Geiser,
Yes.
this committee would be for the purpose of looking at ambulance, fire.
Looking at the public safety, emergency management of the community.
Do
I
we
mean,
have,
are we a class
Really
2
good emergency
township?
area.
your second class township?
Second class, which by, I believe, law, you have to provide them agencies? Or
Well,
contract them?
We don't have to by law provide,
Or you have to contract fire and EMS,
yes.
correct?
Alright, do we have an EMS coordinator?
so we have
Yeah.
a emergency
That's you
management
right
coordinator, Mr. Bailey, right there.
Mr. Bailey?
Yeah,
We've
chief.
got a lady here for, Serum, she's.
We have to
Who's
appoint her,
here?
so that's Janet Hollingsworth.
Where's she at? Is she right here?
She's not here right now. So she put her name in to be on the serums board, but then Mr. Sweat said that it was a liability to have a volunteer member.
But we
on the
always had
ambulance
a,
board,
we always had a voting
and so she
person on the
wouldn't
board
appoint her.
there. We always had, but
I know.
You'll get it, don't worry, you'll get it straightened out. I
So
know
if you want-
I know you interrupt, I know you interrupt a lot, that's a lot, but
A public service / emergency committee?
Something like that to, I
So we
mean,
put that on the agenda for the
the-
next meeting?
there's
And
times
we're
where-
doing that?
Hartman needs, fire department approval for fire protection plans, like going into subdivisions, where he'd be able to have a contact to a board that now he doesn't have to call fire departments, trying to find someone, there's a liaisons between the township and everyone else, that now we can
So
do
wait,
something like that.
I was talking to Chief
But-
Harris this week, and I had no idea that there was a want for you guys to share the bay over there, because it would save lives to have a vehicle in the, garages over here.
Yes,
And I didn't even know, like, cause there is no in between us and you guys, like, so you're probably right. He just mentioned it to me, that it would
Right.
save lives, and that you guys were interested in sharing that.
Yeah,
bay over
well,
there.
that agreement was already in place by the prior board and all that.
yeah, we kept
And
it
then
engineered.
they took and shoved that sewer jet machine in there, so now you can't put nothing in there. There's
Well-
there's a big trailer in the back of there, so.
Well, I
and
think
that
lives
whole
are more
one-
important than jet and
Yeah.
sewers.
Well, that whole one bay was open,
Yeah,
and
we
it
got
was
a
for the
truck
police
there.
and the fire.
And that's
But
what I asked the
filled
chief,
up.
I even then reached out to, Mr. Pasco, the chief of Serum, and, they're all in agreement, like, it would be great to share all of the emergency services over in there, and everybody minus the storage or the parade truck, I'm sorry, the utility truck,
Well,
and the EQP,
I do believe when they built that
EQP.
extension over there, that was supposed to be a public
was.
safety building.
absolutely.
You're right, Ronnie,
Built by
absolutely.
four of the 5 members up here, I was not included in that, but yes, these people here worked on getting those grants and building that bay. I'd like to take credit for that, but I can't. But I'd like to bring you guys all back to it, if the storage ever goes up to the Nike site.
That's where it was
That's
before.
where it goes.
That's where it was before.
Okay, anything else?
Shoved in.
That's it.
Any other public comment?
Yeah, I do, I have one.
Your name is?
It's Beverly Wills, 41 Finley Avenue, Finleyville, Pennsylvania.
WILLS?
Yes,
And what's the address here?
41 Finley in Union Township.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm just saying, one of my comments is, I'm really happy that the new board's here, trying to make everything improve with the township. I've been here for almost 20 years, raised kids, wanna keep continuing doing stuff. But the one thing, please, is we had the period of time without police. Let's try to find a way to keep the Monongah Hill Police doing our roads. You know, cause it does, you're worried about the speeding on McChain. We got the speeding coming down, 88 in the Boyka plan. You know, there is still issues and, different things with the kids around, that having that experience with the cops here, it is, so, you know, please, whatever you can do, try to find a way, let's to keep the policemen in our group. But again, thank you for all standing up, you know, and I know Michelle's been working hard, and Karen's been working hard too, you know,
She's
to get
Karen's
everything
neighbor.
together. I'm her neighbor, but it's just like, I know a lot of you, but it's just a big relief to see things opening up, and I've been talking to Michelle, but possibly getting on to the, recreation board
She's
to
interested in
get
the
that,
rec
so
board.
that they.
Do we have a rec board yet, or not? Is that
We
on?
do, but it's not full, but that was one of the things she came and asked me, what all does it entail?
Well-
And so that's why I thought if we had an open house where they can get together what the expectations are, what their ideas are, to
Well,
entice more people to get involved.
Some people have some townships in this place have rec boards, and what they do is they do functions. You know, I know like Canton Township, they used to have a rec board, but now it's, you know, they can get people on the rec board, but they do different functions, like they have a breakfast with Santa, they have, a trunk or treat, and they do different functions for the family, they take a bus trip up to the Amish country, Ohio. So those are things, and I gotta give Canton Township a lot of credit because they create a community by doing stuff like that. If they have a picnic, you know, they have and like myself, people like the businesses, they donate money to help.
See, I ran a VFW for 10 years, and had dances, and, you know, we, any activity with the kids, Christmas party, we raised money and did stuff so that we didn't expect the VFW itself to donate money in. And so a lot of the stuff that goes on should be, you know, like getting a hold of, companies and saying, hey, would you donate to our kid's birthday party, or Christmas party, getting back to have maybe a couple, somewhere, another little farmer's market around here. There's people who wanna sell stuff.
And rec board sounds like some sort of fluff board or whatever, but it's really what makes it a convenient.
Yeah, so that's what I was saying, but I just wanted to thank everybody for doing what they're doing.
Thank you.
So, any other public comment?
I don't want them to say, I won't